My name is Ammar. I come from London. I'm a mechanic, buses, cars. This is my fourth time visiting Imam Hussein on the Arbaeen. I've been in other times, but in terms of Arbaeen, this is the first one. First time was me and a couple of friends. This is with a group at the moment, spiritual journeys. I think everyone has a personal relationship with Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and everyone comes for different reasons, but probably one of the main reasons is to thank Imam Hussein alayhi salam and renew our allegiance with him and show our appreciation for what he's given us and tell him that we stand with him and stand for what he stood for, inshallah. Generally speaking, when you're in Najaf, personally, like I said, everyone has a personal relationship, but personally, I feel like Najaf is a place of calm, serenity, peace. And when writing I write my own poetry. I tend to write most of my poetry either on the walk or surrounding the days of Arbaeen or surrounding the days of our Muharram. Throughout the year, I don't really write much. I try to, but nothing comes out. So I'm not sure what that is. But coming to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, it's just sadness. That's all you feel throughout the way. Sometimes you'll be walking, you walk on your own or with a group, and suddenly you'll just start crying throughout the walk. You'll just remember a moment and you'll just connect with him and refocus on him and begin to cry and go through different visualizations of the day of Ashura and what happened. That tends to happen quite a lot when you're walking. You'll see a lot of people just walking and reciting Noha to themselves. In terms of reciting in London and reciting here, it's two different things because you're right next to the Imam. You're in his haram, in the vicinity of his sanctuary. Whether you're in Karbala or not, you're approaching his sanctuary. And that has I think that there is a feeling that comes with it that you can't control. There is something in the air. There is definitely some sort of connection, some spiritual connection when you're in the vicinity of the haram, that you just feel this sadness that just comes every now and then. I don't know what else. I've never asked him for anything, ever. I've always gone to say thank you. That's it. That's all I go for. I can't ask him for anything because he's given me everything that he has. If someone's given you, all they have, it's rude for you to ask them for more. He's given you his head, and you want to ask him for what? Something materialistic? Probably the best things to ask for Imam Hussein are spiritual things, things to do with your deen, things to do with getting close to him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through him. Like I said, someone's given you his head, you'll feel very disrespectful to say, can you help me with this problem? If you can find a problem that is worth it, then yeah, go ahead, bismillah, but I don't think you can. Whatever problem you find, you'll be ashamed, It's like someone's given you £1 million and then you ask him for, oh, can I also have whatever, something insignificant. Say, I've already given you everything I have. What more do you want? You say, oh, but I want this. Now you're being picky. You're being ungrateful. You're not appreciating what he's given you. So when it comes to why I go there, I have searched myself and I've come to the conclusion that I just come to thank him. And that's all I can do. I can't really give him anything more than he's given me. And I pray that I will be a servant to him, inshallah. And whatever small we can do, that's what we hope to gain. To the non-Muslims, I would say, if you look into Imam Hussein alayhi salam, you will see that he was for all mankind. And he's not for the Muslims. And to the Muslims, to the Shia, I'll also say and remind them, Imam Hussein is not just for the Shia. He's for the Sunnis, even right now we're dealing with these terrorists that are coming in. Think about it. Is it possible that one of them can become a lover of Ahlul Bayt? Of course it is. Can we possibly, when dealing with them, can we possibly keep that in our minds as a possibility as well? Yeah, we have certain ways that people are dealing with them at the moment. That's fine. That's one possibility. But is it also possible for us to invite them also to change, and follow the path of Imam for themselves, not for us,
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Al-Abbas and I am a GP from London. Alhamdulillah, I've been on ziyarah before, uh, in and out of Arbaeen time. I think Arbaeen, if we're talking about Arbaeen specifically, it's a very special time. And it's always been a special time because the other ziyarahs are often a time for us to introspect and look at ourselves and talk about things and speak to the Imams on a one-to-one level and really often talk about our own issues. But Arbaeen is probably the only time, I think, in the calendar when you get to meet so many other people who love Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And sometimes you get in your mind that it's just you, but actually when you're there walking with them, it's the most amazing thing. You're walking with millions of other people, and it's not just the same person, it's the young, the old, from all the areas of the world, and they're all coming because they love Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And there's so many things about the walk that just inspire. This is truly the walk of love, which everyone knows that, but why is it the walk of love? Because everyone there is in love with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They're walking for 3 days or even more, and their bodies are aching, and yet they'll do anything for you, anything to serve you, even other fellows who ask, because they love Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They're walking in one direction. It's just a single mass movement of love. And seeing the people on the road, the people who are trying to help you, it's the most unbelievable experience, because in every other walk of life, people are always grabbing you and saying, please come here, I'm trying to sell you something, you must buy something, come, it's really good for you. They're saying, please come and sleep in my house, come and use my bathroom. And you just think about, when would you ever have that concept in your own self? When would you ever have that concept in yourself of saying to someone, please, say if the shoe was on the other foot and it was in London and someone came, when would you say, please come and sleep in my bed, take my food, eat my clothes, wear my clothes, eat my food, stay with me, etc. It's something that's so alien, but the love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam just drives all of the Iraqi people here to just do everything. And the thing that strikes me is the depth and the number and the range of zuwar. It just never ceases to amaze me. I think this year I've seen so many small 2-, 3-year-olds who are giving out tissues, who are standing in a row with their parents saying Labbaik Ya Hussein, trying to encourage the zuwars to kind of keep going and be motivated, and giving out juice. And I've taken pictures of all these young zuwars, but also just lovers of Imam Hussein, because it's just so fascinating and inspiring to see how the love of Imam Hussein is brought into them from such an age. And then on the other side, you see, just today I was walking, and I was walking next to some man, and he was really old. And the more I walked, the more I realized he was taking 2 or 3 steps for every 1 step everyone else was taking. So we kind of tried to say, can we help you? Can we give you a hand? His head was bent down, he had a small stick, and he was just going. I said, help. He said, no. Imam Hussein. And he was drawing power from Imam Hussein. The closer he got, you could feel he was getting more energy and strength, and it was something just miraculous to see. As a scientist as well, I think there's something to be said about the food that we eat. When you walk, you break down, or when you do any exercise, you break down your muscle, your protein breaks down, and then as you eat, you replenish that protein. Yeah, with whatever you've eaten. This food is special. And I tell people say to me, should I eat on the walk? Because, you're a doctor, would you advise it? I say, eat everything. Eat everything. Obviously, don't overeat, eat in a nice way. Don't do asraf, but eat everything. Try everything. One, the people who are offering it to you are so in love with Imam and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam that when you just have a bit of their food, they feel so happy. They feel like their sacrifice has been accepted. And you feel connected to them. Give them that reward for the efforts they made. But 2, and this is the bit that is amazing, is that by the end of this 3 days, spiritually, you're walking, and every time you walk, you think, this is hard, but Imam Sajjad alayhi salam went through something harder. This is hard, but Sayyidah Zainab went through something harder. And she had all of those expectations and importance, and the whole Islam was riding on their shoulders. If anyone had an opportunity to stop, it was the Imam Sajjad. He's seen everything. He's got all these aches and pains. He's being whipped. He's the best of creation, being treated in the worst of ways. I am the worst of creation, the sinful, being treated in the most loving of ways. And yet, Imam Sajjad continues. We must continue it and follow his steps. But the thing about the food is amazing, because the food they're feeding is the food that after a whole year of working, that surplus money is not into buying a new thing. It's either to expanding the mokibs or giving food, creating food and feeding us. That food that you eat, therefore, is pure 100% love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. What do? You fill your body with it for 3 days. You break down your old proteins and your muscles. You become physically engineered and made out of muscle that is from the love of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You get to Karbala, spiritually you're in tune with Bibi Zainab and Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. You've done the sunnah of them. And physically and emotionally you're now part of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You're full of love, and that's how you're now constructed. It's an amazing experience. I would say, look, from a medical perspective, people might think this is, this is quite onerous, but actually there's many challenges that people do from around the world, marathons and walks and various sponsored things. This is similar in terms of physical requirements. I would say this from more of a spiritual perspective. To the non-Muslim, Islam is a religion that is based on the hadith of the Prophet, which says the story, the relation of the Prophet, which he states clearly that I didn't come to spread Islam and make everyone a Muslim. I came to perfect the morality of humanity. And this walk is the exact perfect place to do that. You will see etiquettes of people that will shock you. You will see behaviors and kindness that will make you think, what am I really like? Introspect deep and say, I need to change. You will see a spectrum of people who are all behaving in different manners to help and serve you selflessly. And you'll realize that actually I'm part of a global humanity and I need to really improve myself and my etiquette, my kindness towards my fellow man. And that is a message that transcends all religion and is pertinent to everyone. And as a Muslim, and particularly if you're a Shia or a follower of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, this is the best thing you can do to use as a training ground to, again, do the same things, reflect on morality and see where you are in all of this perspective. But also to remember that there is a beauty to walking the same steps of Bibi Zainab and Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. And the walk together is a walk of unification for all of you to give your allegiance to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, who is Sayyid al-Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, has said in all books and narrations that he is the leaders of the youth of paradise. So for us to give our allegiance and say we were there, we couldn't be there 1400 years ago, but we are here today, struggling for a small amount to show you that we will be there for you at all times and until the end of time.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Ali Walji. I am from South London. I've got a mixed background, so my mother is from Bosnia, my father is from East Africa, originally from India, but I was born in London. So this is my 4th time, alhamdulillah, coming for ziyarat. The first time I came as a formal group. The second time, myself and another brother just decided on the spot and came. The third time I came with my brother and more family orientated. And this time it was a last minute, literally, decision. A week before, decided, and the next day myself and another brother went to get a visa. 3 days later we got our visa, and within 4 days we got a ticket and we're on the plane. Alhamdulillah, within all 1 week. So that was firstly a great achievement. Coming to the airport, we had this long stopover going to Istanbul, then to Baghdad, then catching a taxi to from Baghdad to Najaf. You see so much en route, on the way. You see the different cities, the traffic, the living conditions of the people. In this stopover in Istanbul, I was thinking, I've been on ziyarat before, what can I do different this time? So in that stopover, I thought of doing something different, and this time I said, let me do an initiative where I can recite the Quran, the whole Quran, in 3 days while walking. So this was something different where I will benefit from, as well as raise money for charities. That I'm doing a walk, but also if you want to sponsor your marhumeen's name or your deceased member's name, sponsor it with any money going to charity and helping the poor and the poverty people. So alhamdulillah, within 24 hours, they raised £1,000, which was great. And alhamdulillah, so far it's been 2 days and I'm on track to complete the Quran, inshallah. In terms of what I've seen en route on this walk, when I have not been reading the Quran, it's I just see the word kind of beauty stands out. Whether it's the beauty in people's faces that you see, the generosity, whether it's the kids who just all look, alhamdulillah, beautiful. It's just non-stop beauty I see everywhere. And then I remember Lady Zainab, where she said, all I see is beauty, alhamdulillah. But this journey of walking from Imam Ali to Imam Hussein, you're thinking while reciting the Quran, you're between two Imams who've got so much knowledge, and inshallah can impart some of that while reciting the Quran. It's been an incredible journey so far. The people you meet along the way, it's a great cultural building awareness where you're meeting so many people from different countries, your brothers from around the world, Thailand, Indonesia, Iran, different cities within London you've never met. So there's so much benefit in this journey, and you don't realize until you come back. Inshallah, it's of benefits. It's just, whilst reciting the Quran, Surah 2, verse 245, if I'm not mistaken, says, if you give in God's way, He'll give it back to you, guaranteed, and multiply it and double it. I literally booked a week before. My ticket price, my train journey from this home to the station, and my visa in Turkey while stopping over, totaled, say, $450. Just on my route, on my way from home to the airport, I got an unexpected call from my student loan saying, you've overpaid. And I said, by how much? And it was literally $450. And I'm just saying, like, you think like you don't want to come ziyarah, I don't want to splash big money on groups, I don't want to come invest all my hard-earned money on, I want to go on holiday and have a break. Or I might not get my money back. But this is just one example of you not even starting your journey and you're getting the money back instantly. So alhamdulillah, it was just, I realized soon after, like, the amounts literally match like for like. And it's just, alhamdulillah, that's all I can say. I just think, probably like this, probably the t-shirt says, Imam Hussein is for everyone around the world. It's not restricted to Shias from one country or another country, it's literally for the whole world. Every Saturday in London, central London, people are feeding the homeless in the name of Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein's message is beyond just a death, it was more than that. It's more to do with living his values, and alhamdulillah, just thinking of Imam Hussein like that, representing him the best we can, that message can spread till eternity.